our city.
60 Northwest.
We got that
L-A-C-E-Y.
so pretty. Loving it when you rain on me. There ain't nothing like my city.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what I always do.
Hey, we finally back. We are ending the year. Love and Lacey, the podcast show for the 360 holiday special. It's your boy B.
'Tis the season. Ay.
Tis is the season. Cow
My
from cow.
favorite.
Yes.
My
Christmas is your favorite? How about you?
Not so much.
Grinch.
Y'all see it.
Christmas is not my favorite either.
It's not my favorite.
Right.
What's your favorite then,
It's
guys?
a holiday season. It's
What's your favorite
good,
holiday season?
but you know, there's a lot of my favorite honestly is probably a toss up between 4th of July and Thanksgiving. Like 50-50, 4th of July
Okay.
and Thanksgiving.
Bless you. Bless you.
Tis the season to be jolly.
I do like 4th of July as well. I do.
Yeah.
Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't care about
Getting
that.
with your people, fireworks. It's always something spectacular going on. You know what I mean?
Do you like New Year's?
I don't mind New Year's. But the last, I don't know, 6-7 years I've celebrated it differently.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I guess my outlook may be a little bit different. But I enjoy New Year's.
Yeah, I used to always go to like big parties for
Mhm.
New Year's and like clubs and all get all dressed up, pick out, all the stuff. And then like once after I had kids, it was just kind of like more about like the family stuff, the family thing.
Right.
But now that they're a little bit older and I feel like I never get to get out and like dress up, I think that I'm trying to like go dress up. Not a club or anything like that, but I think like, the casino. It's like a fair. They
Right.
celebrate big.
What'd we
you
decide
can
on?
dress up nicely.
Muckle shoot, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's the one up north, right? Muckleshoot?
I don't think I've ever been there.
I was there last New Year's. Wait, last New Year's? No, the New Year's before that.
Okay.
Any casino does a big party though.
Right.
A big party drop, and you feel like you're at a big thing, and it's festive, and you can dress up and not feel like out of place because everyone's dressed up just for fun.
You can go lose a little bit of money, you know what I mean? But it's cool
I'm
because the
gonna win.
environment.
I'm
Right.
a winner.
That's the mentality to have.
Mm.
Right there. That's the mentality to
I'm
have.
about to win.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Whenever I go to the casino, like, it's war. Like, I only go to win. I'm sure everyone does, but like my mentality, I'm trying to break them because they're trying to break me. It is war.
It's not designed for you to leave with your money.
It's not. It's not.
It's absolutely it's a profitable business.
Casinos are rigged, bro. We talked about this.
I'm just saying it's a profitable business. So
One
at the
time-
end of the day, you're not gonna. Everyone going in
Over
is
the
not
long
going to
haul,
win. Yeah.
the game is designed for you to lose.
One
over the
time I
long
met this lady, and she had won 5 jackpots in one night. Isn't that
What?
crazy?
I won 2 in one night. That's the most I've ever won.
At Redwood Casino.
I've never won a
I did it at Little Creek. I won a jackpot, and then they went off to go do the thing, and they're like, "You can play the remaining money."
Right.
And
While you're waiting.
And I was just max betting because I'm like, I already won the jackpot, so I just max bet. And before they came back, I hit it again.
Ooh, light went off.
Yeah.
Don't need to check my ID this time.
Yeah. So when they came back, I'm like, yeah, you might want to turn around and and go back again because I need some more of that jackpot money.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like a $4.5 grand night because it was like one of those $4 max bet machines. The little wild horses were
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I like about Redwood too is like, they used to, I don't know now, but remember they used to have the board of like the jackpots for the month, and it would show the amounts and what game it was. And if you notice, oftentimes it was the same game. Like the same game would be hitting, so it's like it tells you like, okay, let's try that game.
Right.
Yeah, because they want you to go give them your money.
Right, they do. They do.
Run me my money.
What's been going on, man? How's this year been for you, though?
Man, it's gone by so incredibly fast, man. When I stop and I think about it, I get a little bit taken aback, and like I realize, like it was just December 2022.
Bro, speaking of, tomorrow, I've been home for 1 year.
That's crazy. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
365 days. You feel me? Well, I got Grinch hair all in the year.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
But
know,
yeah, man, and Brian had just sent me a message. You know, shout out Mama's boy, one of my bestest.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Good
saying?
people.
And he was just like, bro, this year's been so fast. I was just thinking about it. He's like, you've done so much,
you really
and
have.
3/4 of it you were on ankle monitoring and in the halfway house. And I was like, yeah, I never thought. Yeah, I was.
You have made some big strides and huge accomplishments. You really have. You know, for someone in your position, the stuff that you've done is actually incredible.
Speaking of monuments, just today, Loving Lacey's Facebook page hit over 500 followers. Stupid shout out.
Thank you guys so much.
All of you. It's all of you why we keep doing this.
And especially because we haven't really been consistent, and we're not really promoting that much. So
But we
that's
told them
cool.
the holiday season and the school.
No,
so
I'm
we
saying to
but you're
reach
right,
that, but
right.
we're not really like we haven't been trying to.
Yeah, we're so grateful, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, we do.
Now give us the millie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Let
5,
me see the
but we
millie.
need the millie.
Like, share.
We're fucking around.
Just tell us what he wants to talk about. We'll talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
We got you.
All
Have
your
your
local
mom and your uncle
businesses
and
in
your cousins
2024,
subscribe.
like we
Yeah.
coming for y'all. Local businesses,
Right.
we
Oh,
coming.
so
We pulling up.
speaking of, so like, have you taken your kids to see any Christmas lights anywhere?
No,
Or do
but
any Christmassy functions?
you know, we're going to. You know, I was going to tell you guys about this, but down by my house,
Yes.
they
They
had that-
extravaganza.
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been there like 4 or 5 times, but the
I
people
mean, don't
who
you
live there-
jog by there?
I go the other way, but right.
Is that not Madison anymore?
No, Madison, but on the other side, I think it's I forget. I should know this. Dude.
It's 10th.
Boom, 10th. But I've always wondered how much their freaking light bill is from every year, and then every year, you know, they have the little thing where you can donate a couple dollars. We always leave a couple dollars, man. Like,
Yeah,
here's
I'm gonna tell you something.
thank you guys for doing this for
You
us.
think that house is cool?
What you know about?
You should see this house on College Street. College Street and 50th. If you have not been, you need to go.
Okay.
Screw zoo lights. Screw freaking. What did we
Whoa.
go to?
Oh, we went to Spanaway
Spanaway
Lights.
Spanaway lights. Yep.
It was subpar.
That's the one where you drive through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you know
5
what?
out of 10
Not
for
cool.
sure.
What?
Bro,
Yeah.
the Spanaway Lights thing
More
is
hype than
they,
actual.
it's like lights from the 80s. It looks like light brights plugged in with Christmas lights. Like,
Rubber light brights.
that's the best way I can explain it. Honestly, that's the best way I can explain it. It's like light brights plugged in with Christmas lights to make their displays. The whole thing. It's like 80s. It's outdated. Go to this house on College Street, though. They got, I don't know what, they must be screens or something, but it plays to, you tune into a radio station. When you pull up it, the house says tune to 107.1 or 9 or something. And every song, the lights display a whole display to the song and to the beat of the song. And Little Christmas Tree sings the song. Every different song. It's amazing. Free. You don't gotta wait in no 45-minute line.
Yeah, right.
You don't gotta pay.
Give them $50. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah,
my
they just
goodness.
pulled up in front of the house and got to doing
It
their
was
thing.
so amazing. Like, we could put a little shot up here, but it's not. You know how like shots are not the same as if you are viewing it
You
with your own
experience it for
eyes.
yourself, yeah.
You got to go see it.
Yeah, we're gonna go again because he didn't get to go. He was at work, but we're definitely going like probably on Christmas Eve again, just for something.
You said
fun
College
to
and
do.
50th?
College and 50th. Kind of by, isn't that kind of by the Rainier Vista Park or whatever? Is it in that area?
Not.
Oh, it's on the other
No,
side.
I think Rainier Vista is too far. I think it's more towards like the middle. You remember last year when I was talking to you right before you got out? It was around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I told you we were at some lights on College Street. I
Yeah.
think it might be around where she's talking about. Because they had, we didn't do it, but they were like, something about a radio station. They had the garage. And
Yep.
I was
That's
on the
it,
phone with
yeah.
him. That's
You were.
crazy.
Like
Remember me telling you
how
that?
fast that went.
That was what, 2 years ago? When I was on the
Yeah.
phone with you. Crazy.
Another thing that I haven't done yet, but I want to do, well, 2 things. One is ice skating. So we have the Oi skate downtown. And then
Do they make you sign a waiver? You know?
not that I know of. But I do know they have little like handheld like
The walker
things
things?
for the kids. Yeah. But ice skating is another thing I want to try, and they have it in Olympia downtown. Of course, they have it at Sprinklers and Spanaway all the time.
Yeah.
And then I would like to try the lantern lights at the Woodland Park too, but that's in Seattle, so it's kind of far. But it's more like sophisticated lights, like not outdated, right? It's lantern, so it's cooler. And then another thing is that in Bellevue, every single night at 7 p.m. they create fake snow and have a little Christmas parade.
No way.
Yes, every night at 7 p.m.
It's like a neighborhood or something?
No, it's the city.
Oh, wow.
What about the other place you was talking about with the bumper car on ice or something?
Sprinklers.
Yeah, I want to do some bumper cars on ice. Baby.
In Olympia, though, one other place is Wilson Street. It's kind of like an overabundance of outdated, like it's a big plethora of gathered things that they've probably been collecting for years of lots of Christmas stuff. The cool thing about it is they have this giant sleigh with like fake rangers that are like actual size, and so that is cool for the kids, and the kids can sit in there and take pictures. They have like little photo ops and stuff like that. And then Big Tom's is another one that I didn't think of, but they do a full Christmas setup. So
right. They're filthy.
Yeah, so we gotta drive through there too.
Big shout out to Big Tom's from Loving Lacey, the podcast show for the 360.
And you know what else? You might know this, but that street right behind Big Tom's, there's two houses that do a thing, and one of my friends, it's actually his childhood house, and they have like a little store in the back when you walk up.
That's the one I was just talking about.
Okay.
Wilson Street.
Oh yeah. I'm tripping. Okay, yeah, it's right over here.
You ain't tripping. You guys is in sync.
Yeah. And you know, there's another spot too. I'm gonna have to get the address from Tiff. We went out there 1 year. I think it's like Old Highway 99. It's out in the cut somewhere.
Yeah,
but...
my sister told me Steamboat Island is great.
Steamboat. Yeah.
Hey,
this is gonna be a cool little Christmas right here, man. We'll probably hit a couple places. We'll probably walk over to 10th, and then go to college. Yeah.
And then another thing is Cabela's always. That's like a ritual. It's just like a
Cabela's in Hawks Prairie.
They do their whole setup, and it's just fun for the kids to go anyways because they have all the stuffed animals and like the freaking clear elevator and then the escalator, and the kids just run and like act crazy, and it's fun for them. And
one thing I liked about it is no store people were like, "Hey, knock it off."
Right.
Like, they were going up and down the escalator, up and down the elevator.
Nobody was tripping.
Nobody was tripping.
Do it.
It's cool. Yeah, that's where they got I took pictures with the kids. That was my first time in hella long with Santa.
He sat on Santa's lap.
Where did you guys? Where were you guys at when your dad was in town? What mall was that?
That was Tacoma Mall.
That was
big ass Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We did the Build-A-Bear for the kids, for my grandbaby, and for
and
Aries and Achilles. Yeah, then we had a Christmas party, Auntie Ray's house.
Mm-hmm. That party looked cracking. Y'all was in there like that.
It's like one of my mom's really, really good friends, and her house was gorgeous. It was set up so just. Lacey walked in there and was like, "Oh my God, I'm in love."
Yeah.
She loved the decoration and doing all that. Speaking of that, remember she had talked to you the last time we did a show about the Elf on the Shelf.
Right.
Lacey been killing it.
I want to hear about this because after you told me that, I hear about it every day from somehow, some way. I had never heard of that before you said that. Now it's everywhere.
I didn't either.
I see it on TV.
I didn't either. My wife introduced that shit to me. I had no idea about the Elf on the Shelf.
So when my kids were younger, it wasn't a thing that I was aware of. And when I came out of prison in 2021, that's when I became aware of it, that it was a huge fad. And so in 2022, when they were actually home and living with us, I was able to do that for them. And so the thing is that you have to be creative every year. You don't reuse things I used the year before. But now with, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, there's a plethora of endless ideas that everyone shares. Everyone shares their ideas. And so it gives you something if you can't think of something.
Some of them are mischievous.
This year I haven't been as extravagant or as extreme as I was before, but I also feel like they're a little bit older, so it's just different, and it's just based off how I'm feeling, I guess, and how I think that they were doing the night before, whether it does something cool or brings something. But I like to have it bring gifts, because that just makes it more fun. And exciting.
And they
he
wake
brought,
up
he
in the
brought
morning
them
and find
cups.
it.
He brought them Christmas cups with their names on it.
Mm.
All the fixings to make
Yeah,
cocoa.
yeah.
National Cocoa Day.
Yeah, it was.
And then he
cool.
dressed up and he was the Spider-Man. He had the Spider-Man mask
Oh,
on.
I
And
bet
was
AK
hanging
love
from
that.
was hanging from his
Ceiling
yeah.
fan.
fans.
And he
Yeah.
had hemmed up
Joker.
the Joker. He had him tied, hogtied.
What?
And he was like, his saying was, "With great power comes great responsibility."
No way.
So
Okay.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, he been mischievous.
Yeah.
He been doing some stuff.
He had pizza parties with the
Yeah.
Barbies and the Kens and whatever. He freaking
He drew on the pictures. He drew mustaches and eyebrows. Just messed
their
up
school
photos.
school photos that are framed.
I'm gonna have him.
They're tearing the house
Maybe
up.
tonight actually, maybe have him. But I
Yeah.
won't be there in the morning. That's the thing, is I want to see their reactions, but have him draw on their faces.
Mm.
Yeah, we gotta do that closer to Christmas. Like
Yeah,
maybe
but
Christmas.
dude, that's 2 days. What do you mean?
I know. Have
Douse them with a bunch of
they're
NyQuil,
just
so they
gonna
don't
have to,
work.
because we don't really have plans Christmas Day.
Right.
So that's a good time to
but
draw on
he
their face
leaves.
that night.
He leaves though that
So
day.
Christmas is the last. Christmas is the last
Christmas
day.
Eve is the last
Okay.
day you see him, and then Christmas morning when they wake up, he's gone.
Mm.
So I don't think drawing on their faces then.
Well, you can
already
leave
have
a
plan.
note and not have them there, and just have the note like, "Haha, it's the last thing I did was draw on your faces."
See you next
You
year.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
See you
yeah,
next
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Jokes on you, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? I want to do one next year where he has like the box that says clone, and like halfway through,
Yeah,
there's
you
2 of
listen.
them.
Whenever you feel like contributing to that, yes.
Yeah, next
yes,
year.
Yes,
I will
yes,
next
yes,
year.
yes.
2 days left.
That's how my dynamic is. Tiff takes care of all of that stuff.
It's not just you and us,
No.
it's the world. I read some stuff today on Facebook and it was like, my wife does, or don't you love this? It's the most wonderful time of the year. Your wife does all the shopping and all the Christmas wrapping, and then you walk
Everything.
in like, what'd we get you for Christmas? Merry Christmas from us.
I see some stuff the day
She
of
buys
Christmas.
all the
Like,
stuff
damn,
and
good
wraps
job.
it, and I walk in like, what did we get you?
Oh, what did you just
That's
say?
exactly how my dynamic is.
Right before we start shooting, Calvin's like, I ain't bought a Christmas present in 13 years. So what'd you get on that 14th year? Do you remember? Who'd you buy a Christmas
Oh.
present
I
for?
couldn't tell you, bro.
Oh,
And then when I do get someone a gift, it's not wrapped. It's not nothing. It's gonna come in the same bag it came from the store.
it's
It's just
hard.
not. It's just not me. It's just not me. But
Oh my
I'm
god, I'm a
glad
giver, and
that
I
Tiff does a
love
lot.
gifting, and that's like one of my love languages, giving people stuff. But
I mean, I'll get you something. It just won't be wrapped and under the
it's
tree.
hard to
and-
keep secrets sometimes. Like you just
Mhm.
want to give it to them. You're like, fuck, and you're
I
so
got lucky
excited
because I'm
and-
like Calvin, but I really wanted to get my wife a gift that she wanted.
Okay.
Played it off and everything when she's like, "Oh, I want this thing." I was like, "It's
Ah.
hella money," so she didn't think I was getting it. And then stupid ass Amazon gonna send it to the house and put on the box what it
Come
is.
on.
So it was bittersweet. Like I wanted
Right.
to have it wrapped and all
like
that.
the one out
But-
of freaking 2 times ever that they ever don't put a box in a box.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It literally said what it was on outside of the box.
And I'm like, I get packages all the day, every day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
coming
I
out
open
like,
the
"Babe, you
door.
got me a cricket."
I open the door, I see the stack of boxes. I'm like, okay, cool.
Right,
And
right.
some more shit came in, you know, and then I'm like, I look at it and it
What the fuck is
says
this?
Cricut or Cricket or however the hell you pronounce that shit.
My dad came
And I'm
through
like,
and tried to school us. He was like, "It's called cry cut."
Oh, I thought you were talking about a phone earlier.
No, the
what
cry
is it?
cut, the cricket. Nah, I want to say cry cut, cricket. The shirt press machine.
Oh, that's this. I
The
thought that was
designer-
two different things.
No, it cuts the vinyl
Oh.
stuff that you could press on clothes, because she did all, like when Aries was in cheer, she
Mhm.
was going to her friend's house and she did all of Aries, spirit wear. they
Right,
call
right,
it.
right.
And so she been talking about it, wanting to do it. Her friend has the same one, so it is what it is.
I
Wifey
thought
gets what
you
the
got her
wifey
phone
wants.
and the print. I see.
Nobody
I
did
see.
also get me. So, like, in lieu of that, it was like, well, what else do you want, basically? And I was like, okay, well, and I sent him like a couple little things. So he got me all of it. A couple little things and the
Aw.
big thing.
Oh.
I deserve it. Thank you.
You
Thank
feel
you.
me?
Thank you.
Yeah, me and Tiff, we decided like we won't get anything for each other this year. Us going down to our trip we just took was kind of like our
Totally.
thing, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And the rest is just for the kids. So I hope she doesn't get me anything. I feel like a piece of shit.
Isn't that funny? Because I was like, because I had gotten him stuff too, and
Mhm.
like he sent me things he wanted. Plus, I already thought of some things that I had gotten. So it's like you do that, but at the end of the day, it's not. You don't have to fucking be even. You don't have to spend what the others
Right.
spent.
Well, okay.
It's the thought, and it's what they wanted. If they wanted this, and you could afford that, and you got that, and you did great.
Right.
If you were thoughtful and thought of something else as well, or other than great, it does not have to be even or equal. That's not what it's about for adults. We're not kids. It's not.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Do you guys have to get the kids the same amount of gifts?
So funny story.
Let's talk about that.
Why don't you talk about it? You got 3 in the house.
Typically and normally I do. Typically and normally that is how it goes. If one has said amount, the other one has a set amount, right?
Okay.
This year I did. So I had been ordering stuff since October. So I had like my bathtub full of stuff, plus things in the garage placed on tops of shelves and stuff. So when I
$2 million later for a 6 and a 9-year-old.
A couple of weeks ago, I was like, babe, I need to get everything out. I need to see it. I need to wrap it. I need to know what I have. And he's like, no, you can wait. And I'm like, no, I can't wait because I need to make sure, So like I piled it up and I kind of counted it out. It was actually pretty even, which is crazy. But then I could see like little differences. So I kind of like ordered some more stuff or more stocking stuffers because girls' stocking stuffers are definitely way easier than boys. Like, little makeup things and little sprays and stuff.
Right.
And so I also tried to steer away from this year, like useless toys.
Oh my goodness. Right.
And he's at that awkward age because he has every superhero and villain
some
and
of them times 3.
Yeah, that you can think of. And he'll like think he wants new ones and say he wants new ones, but it's like, no, bro. Like,
Right.
he already has.
Listen, every time we go into a store, whoever's with us, 97.9% of the time, they get a toy.
I know it.
They're so funny. When my dad was visiting,
man.
we go into Walmart. We're in Tacoma killing time. And so Aries says whatever she says to Achilles. I come around the corner and Achilles says, Aries said, do you have money?
This is her grandma. They never see. He lives in California. They never see him.
My dad.
They're good, bro. They're good.
Yeah. So my dad's like, he and this is my dad. He came up and he shot me a decent amount of cash and was like, hey, while I'm down here, I just want to help with stuff. So I didn't even want him to have to do that.
Right.
So like I look at him, he looks at me, he's like, all right, one thing. Aries gonna look right at me and go, okay, what's the budget?
She's a character, bro.
Yeah, because what happened was
smart too.
Achilles he had an action figure and he was stuck and it was $30. So she's like, what's the budget? Because what he got is $30. So is that the budget? Because I'm gonna go over here and look at this thing. That's right around $30.
Mine's gonna be at least $29.95 or more.
That's the thing. It's like that's the shitty thing too. Sometimes it's like with the elf would bring him stuff, and because like for one of the things she had 3 things and he had 2, but it was like Jesus Christ, bro. Like, is it seriously that serious? And
he had a meltdown. Achilles had a meltdown.
I had made sleighs. They had sleighs that the freaking elf made out of candy boxes, and I thought I got their favorite candies because I know what they like to eat for candies. But Aries had a fucking huge fit because she didn't like Reese's Pieces. She liked Reese's, so she tried to steal one of his boxes.
Meltdown.
I'm like, God, you guys are ruining.
I had to tell him, like, look, when y'all fight and don't share, the elf magic dwindles.
Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna make him not come back.
And then
this is the last time in the Willis household.
Yeah. So anyways, with the gifts, no, I thought I was gonna try to even them out, but then I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna send them all Christmas morning and they're just gonna be rapidly. I'm not gonna do like, here, you open one and you open one and let's watch. No, they're just gonna open them and then they won't even really be like
hopefully.
Smart.
They gonna count.
Smart.
But at the end of the day, Aries got a lot more like big things and useful things. And Achilles got, the same. He got a few little toys, but it's hard because I don't really know what toys are gonna be useful because even when we do go to the store, he does pick a present.
And then there's the things that
he'll play with it for like
Santa
2 days,
got him.
I forget.
Yes, and
that.
They do watch. And we might drop this episode Christmas Eve, but yeah, it's been a fun one. Yeah. It's been different. Like we're in such a better place, and I know you and Tiff are too. Right. Like You know what I mean? So how has that been going with the three in the house? Like,
Good, man.
you talked about the transition. It's been a
Good.
minute. Now we're kind of catching up. Is it?
It's good, man. We are where we are supposed to be. You know what I mean? And the fact that what we put them through, and we were able to correct that. And we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
I just got one thing in life to do, and it's to correct what I fucked up. And now that I almost, as weird as this may sound, I feel like a man again. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of people, but it's just what I had to do, what we had to do. And now that we've done that, man, it's like not only has a weight been lifted, but I feel accomplished. You know what I mean? And we're able to do that and take trips and pay our bills. It's huge, man, because life wasn't always this way.
How was it, man? You left Lacey. You went to Vegas again.
Yeah.
Seen your UFC fight.
My two favorite fighters.
Didn't you meet one of the headliners?
I did. I
Come on, man,
met
talk
Kobe.
about-
Oh my goodness. I didn't want to take up 35 minutes of the podcast.
Well, just give us a
But
couple.
since you brought it up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Me and Tiff went down to UFC 296. And I gotta explain something to you guys real quick. So on fight nights, I don't miss a single fight night on pay-per-view or whatever. Tiff comes home from work. She normally works those days. She walks in the door and I'm just, so-and-so knocked someone out. And she listens and she takes the time to listen. And she has her couple of favorite fighters and she might care about this one. But it's the fact that she listens. And I know she doesn't give a fuck about every single fight and every single result. But it's the fact that she takes the time to look at me and nod her head, and it's huge.
You know, she's sharing in that experience.
She's sharing that experience, and for her to experience Vegas with her, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else, man. And there was a friend of ours that actually happened to go to the same fight, so we were down there linked with him. He's a little bit younger, and it dawned on me because the Sunday after the fights, me and Tiff just laid in the hotel room all day. We're old, man. They went out to the club and did this and that, and we look over here like, man, I just want to lay down. You know what I mean? The kids are with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Back in Olympia, and all we wanted to do was just lay down. We slept pretty much all day, kind of in and out, man. But back to UFC, yeah, man. My two favorite fighters, Stephen Thompson and Colby Covington, man. I got to meet Colby Covington.
I know. I seen the picture.
Oh my goodness,
You
man!
sent me the picture, and man, felt like you
Got to
was
meet
you.
Colby Covington, man.
I don't know how you could hear emotion through text, but I
Bro.
felt it,
Bro. I got to sit and chat with him. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, and super nice dude, man. Super humble, welcoming. I got to meet Stephen Thompson's brother. I got to meet a few other fighters. Yeah, we had really good seats. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next one, man. We'll probably go back in around July or something like that.
I wouldn't mind trying something like that. I want to try different things,
Mhm.
and that's just something that I feel like comes with being older. Is
Yeah.
the clubs are not fun anymore, right?
Boom.
And
Every
so-
now and then, maybe.
right? Not the club, but a bar.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just we just did that comedy thing down here.
Yeah. The
Oh, how was that?
It was actually really good.
Man, was it?
Yeah, it was
It
actually
was-
really good. I laughed a lot, and I was surprised because I'm not an easy laugher.
Mhm.
He is. Go ahead, baby.
It's weird because honestly, I judge if we're popping it and kicking
Right.
it, I can laugh easily like that. But when
Yeah.
it comes to comedy, I spent so much of my time in prison. Instead of downloading music, I used to download skits. So I judge comics differently.
Yes, sir.
They have to make me laugh,
Mhm.
or I'll sit there they were funny
Right.
most of the time.
Was it one
There were-
feature or was it several?
There were
comics?
6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was 2 nights. Each night was 6 different ones. We just went to one night. We got the VIP, so we were up front. It was Cove Olympia, which shout out to Cove Olympia. I did say next episode we was gonna shout y'all out.
Mhm.
Shout out Cove Olympia. Food was delicious. Comedy was good. So the funny thing is, the person that walked up and I expected the least from gave us the most.
Okay.
This dude was hilarious.
Okay.
The Luigi looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luigi.
He was hella funny.
Bro,
Were they all, like,
he
local
was
comics?
funny from opening
They were pretty
line.
much local, but a
until
lot
he
of them were
walked
like,
away.
"Oh, I'm from Sacramento, California. I'm from Texas," but they lived here.
But I've
They
been out
lived
here 16
Okay.
years
Yeah.
and I live in Tenino.
Yeah.
I was like,
Right, right.
all right,
All right.
good joke. You know?
Yeah.
We hear you. You've been here. You're from here, Northwest, right? But yeah, it was good. They actually just sent our podcast Facebook page another invite to a comic for some January 11th or 12th. So I'm probably gonna get those tickets for me and Babe.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just something to do to get out
Yeah,
as
yeah.
adults.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and it's our age appropriate. Like we were just saying, clubs are for like younger people.
They are, man. They
The
are.
comedy
man.
stuff is
but
cool.
I like to get dressed up, but like, so it's good to like be able to do. So, I didn't dress up for that because we were both just kind of casual. But like, again, it's like I like to do the occasional dress, like put a dress on and feel good about myself, and like go somewhere
ma'am.
that is like appropriate to wear a dress. You know, so like those, like if we do go to the Matt Rife one, you know,
Hopefully we do that.
or
you know?
just
Matt Rife?
Yes, he's coming in May.
He's coming
The
in May.
pretty boy Matt Rife?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's coming in May. He's
wow.
coming in May somewhere out here.
I still think we should experience a hockey show just to try it.
I mean, some of you guys
We
know
work
we
there,
still
like,
we work
so-
up there, but
yeah.
actually we
At a
have
concert,
access.
like,
We
I
have
don't
access
know.
to some tickets.
Just different stuff.
Hockey tickets?
Yeah, I can get
Oh,
tickets.
I'm trying to go to a hockey game up there. I'm trying to go to a Kraken game, man.
Maybe
We
we
should
should
go
all go
together,
together.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
we
we
should
should
do
go to a
Lacey and
Kraken
tips to
game.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll see. Next shift I have is what we have, the 29th next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. We'll figure it out. We'll see. If
I
we
would
can go.
love to go to a Kraken game.
Yeah, I'm trying to just
Yeah.
do different stuff.
Mhm.
Like a UFC would be cool one time. A weekend in Vegas or whatever.
Yeah,
That
when
would
I was
be
locked
so
up, I
fun,
wrote
or
down some stuff. Like I want to do a monster truck show. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Achilles
saying?
would
I
like
want to
that
do a
or
big
whatever.
famous comedian like a Kevin Hart show or
Matt Rife's pretty
Rife.
famous.
He's huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That will check it off the list.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But also, like with what we plan to do this year in 24, I want to bring some headliners, you know, to Lacey through
Okay.
the Northwest, Love and Lacey Northwest Entertainment that we're bringing. Like we got
Right.
merch coming.
We got something for you
We got
guys, man.
these. We got bingo. We're gonna start doing live, so you guys can get bingo tickets from us. Keep your ticket. It's sturdy.
If you need insurance, you hit this guy up. You with State Farm, Jake. With State Farm. Over here. Yeah, are you wearing khakis? That's this guy.
I'm wearing khakis.
What are you wearing?
Cal from
Well,
Cal.
she sounds hideous. Let me ask you guys about resolutions. What do you think about resolutions?
Before we get into that, that was the lowest. So I put a poll on the podcast page,
Okay.
and I asked them what they wanted
Oh,
to hear.
right.
Right before we got to recording, I had you check it. The most that they wanted was worst Christmas story for the family.
Okay.
So, what do you got, Cal?
Whew. Well, the fact that I missed 4 or 5 of them is pretty bad. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing to say, but also the beauty in it is that I've corrected that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we've ever had like a bad Christmas experience. Like I said, just the fact that I wasn't mentally and physically there for about 4 of them, man. Crazy.
Yeah, that's me too. Really, I missed quite a bit more than 4 in grand total. So, worst Christmas kind of story that has to do with the fam. I mean, actually, when I was young, at my Aunt Jackie's house, one of the Christmases when I was coming up, I got into a physical fight with one of my cousins. And like, that was back when my anger wasn't in any way, shape, or form under any type of control. And I was chasing them all through the house. Yeah, it was bad. My mom was hella embarrassed. Hella embarrassed. Like I was like trying to hurt him.
Yeah.
And he had started it and antagonized me, and then so it was like one of those things where it's
You guys are around the same age?
He's like a year or two older than me, but you know I was more physically capable of that confrontation going my way. And so he used to antagonize me because he was a little smarter than me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he used to do little devious shit, and it blew up one Christmas, and like
just poking the bear.
Man, it was bad. It was bad. That's it. That was all bad. That was my cousin Renee, man. He used to pick on me, but in his way, because he couldn't do it physically.
Right.
And
he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
One of my worst Christmas stories is going to be in my early 20s. With an ex-boyfriend that I had. I was at my sister's and my whole family was over there, and me and him had gotten into a altercation fight earlier in the evening, and so he was not there with me, but I was, telling my family all about it and blah blah blah. So later the night he decides to show up, and so he is unwelcome, trying to come into my sister's house, knocking at the door. My brother's not having it, and we're all, been having lots to drink, and very tight-knit family I come from.
Right.
Siblings are extremely close, and brother is the only brother that we have.
So, needless to say, super protective.
So he actually surprised me because he chipped his front my brother chipped my ex's front tooth out. And they had this whole brawl in the yard, and the cops got called, and the ex got taken away to jail that night, and all of this stuff. That was definitely like the most horror like Christmas I had.
Were you embarrassed?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because I had, and that like started a whole line of like things and issues for like that time period in my life, but prior to that, my Christmases were grand. Like, my family has always did huge traditional Christmases with the aunties, uncles, cousins on both sides, moms and dads, separate dates. And so Christmases are and have always been huge in my family. And so that's like really the only real negative time that I can think of where something crazy happened.
Right.
That I remember.
That is pretty crazy though. That's not something you hear every day.
Crazy,
you know what I'm saying?
That's like,
I'm like in the front yard, and I'm like in between them, and I'm like, no!
Please stop.
Yeah, and my nieces, it's funny because talking to them now, they're like in their 20s. They're like, yeah, that was pretty traumatizing. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
And it was like all because my brother was just like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're not coming in. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there kind of like not knowing like really what to say or do, just kind of like watching. I did not think that my brother was going to swing on him. And I did not think he was going to chip his tooth.
And it sucks to be in the middle of that between two people that you care about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your brother and your significant other. It's like one of the worst positions you can be in. Yeah,
because it's like shit. Lacey said it not that long ago that one of the biggest things is keeping your relationship kind of between you and that person, because she said one thing she learned, and I agree. It's like when you start telling somebody and you guys get into an argument or whatever,
especially your siblings,
you guys forgive each other or you forgive the partner. But then the family doesn't, so then there's always that little awkward feeling. They're still judging, and they're still like, "Oh, you did this to my brother." They're still having their opinion, like, "Yeah, you motherfucker." And then now you got to navigate your relationship with the filter of other people's negative opinions. So at the end of the story, if you still want your family to love your significant other, don't tell them every fight and argument and disagreement you have.
Such a bad idea.
Because then they're gonna have their own judgments, and they might instill those for forever.
Yeah, facts. It happens.
And it comes with like, it's just kind of like how life goes too. Like, people always talk about like the negative things because that's what you confide in people for. Right. You don't confide in people about the good things because those are the good things. Like, that's great. That's happened and that's positive. You're not confiding in someone to give you advice on the good things. You're confiding to give you advice on the negative things you're stuck and don't know what to do. So just think about that. It goes for like your best friends too, not just your siblings, but siblings are major for sure.
Because they're always going to have your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
Put your best.
And some don't know some may not know boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Like to like step in or like say stuff that's like maybe not.
Yeah. Right. You weren't supposed to bring that up. What the? I told you that. But that's a real brother right there, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. That had to in some kind of way make you feel good.
He's like this freaking at the time like kind of country-ish freaking white boy, like preppy kind of country-ish with like a little bit of ruggedness. It really just shocked because
wearing his Romeos.
I can't remember like a fight that he had been in, but he was also very well liked by a variety of crowds in high school. So like he didn't really have issues. I feel like he probably was in a few fights, but not like nothing. He never got like whooped or nothing.
Right.
But it just shocked me to see that side of him, and it was just very fast and very protective and like, yeah.
And it came out for you. You know, that's love, man. That's
All right, so check it out. We're gonna head out in a minute, but I got twofold questions for all of us.
Yep.
What do you anticipate the most about Christmas Day, and what are you dreading the most about Christmas Day?
Okay. You asking me first? Okay. The excitement for the kids. I think we've been over this at some point in the episode before. I'm really indifferent about Christmas. I could honestly care less, you know what I mean? But the kids care about it. So cool. You know what I mean? And I've kind of adopted I guess Tiffany's traditions. My family didn't really do Christmas like in a traditional way. So me and my brother are just kind of like whatever. And for a long time it made me very uncomfortable to be around like people's Christmas traditions and people passing around gifts and
alienated a little bit.
My goodness, dude. Or like what's the one where you pull the name out the hat? I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story. So
I love it.
Boom. So we're at Tiff's sister's house some years ago, and everyone's supposed to pull out the name. I go first. I draw my own name. And I was just like, yes! Inside, you know what I mean? But I also ruined it because I never said anything until it was too late. So they were like all kind of mad at me. But like, I was happy because it's just awkward for me, man.
Yeah.
I don't like to be, you hand me a gift in front of everyone and everyone's looking at me like, open it. It makes me uncomfortable. But to answer your question, to see the kids happy, man, to see that Tiff did a good job with the presents and everyone's together, and now I'm just trying to go chill for the rest of the day, man, and they have a day off too.
And what's the dread? Is there a dread?
If somebody gets me a gift, if Tiff does end up getting me something or something,
you gotta open
get her something. You know what I mean? So.
All right. Well, I'll go. I am looking forward to like our first Christmas together. Like I said, it's been a year. You know, we've had our struggles. We've had multiple routines. We've had multiple different jobs, and we finally landed where we're probably going to be for a while. And so, just to see, like you said, my babe's efforts come to fruition.
Boom.
And see these kids just blah, 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 go crazy, and then in that same token, I dread the I guess I'd say ungratefulness. Like I dread that it's not enough, even though it's way over the top, which she always does. Because one thing that I've spoken about is the season is great, but there's also that level of just entitledness where people aren't really grateful because they expect this season to come with a certain energy from people, but yet they're not willing to put it out. So it's like this weird little middle phase of energy with people where like they expect you to be super kind and super giving, and especially when they're kids, like you get this super attitude and expectations, and the gratitude is really lacking. But other than that, man, I'm blessed. It's been a wonderful year. The season is cool. I've been super festive because of my wife, like these pajamas, just getting involved, going out to these different things, the lights, taking pictures with Santa. All of it has been good. And, you know, sometimes I'm just in it for the ride when it comes to like the holidays and festivities. Part of it isn't because I don't like it or didn't grow up that way. I still think a lot of it is just I sat down for so long, the holidays became indifferent because I was in prison. Like that, it didn't matter. I was making a 15-minute phone call for every holiday, and sometimes I didn't even get to talk to the people I wanted to. I ran out of minutes or whatever the case was. And just getting back into that, giving myself permission to enjoy it and not feel awkward about like being so festive and caring about it.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, for me, it's that the world nowadays, traditions die so easily, and things fall apart so fast and easily. And I had a fucking amazing, great family around me my whole entire life. And I'm not just talking about my immediate. I'm talking about my aunties, uncles, and cousins. Super involved, super there. Like, we did a lot of big holiday celebrations, and I want to instill that I want my kids to have what I had. And
Yes, ma'am.
you know, my mom is a baker and a cook, and she made dinners, you know, daily, and she baked all the time. Those are some things that I haven't really instilled as much of in my children. I try to teach them here and there, but they're still pretty young. But those are things that I might not be able to, like baking, because I'm not a baker. Like, I know how to bake some stuff, and my mom is huge at it. Some of my sisters still do it. But these are things that, like, traditions, holiday traditions, and doing all of the holiday stuff and going to see the lights. And like when I was young, we had Christmas carolers. We don't have that anymore, you know?
That's right. I haven't seen a single
Neither
group
have I.
of
They
people
used to
singing
come
it from a
around
house.
it.
Yeah, they were like
Yep.
the ice cream man.
Yeah,
And we don't
neither
have
I.
that.
Remember?
Good point.
Wow.
But these are things that I don't want to die, and I want to pass down, and I wholeheartedly, like, I'm passionate about it. So that is why I do what I do. And I think for me, my plus is kind of, I was smirking when he was talking because I already knew that he was going to say that. And that's borderline the exact same place where I'm at, is like, my thing on Christmas is going to be just like being with the family and having like that quality time, because we don't get a lot of that right now. We work, you know, different schedules, and long nights and days, and we have different hobbies that take up time. And I think for me, like, those type of days seem more like devoted and like special, because it's like a more moment to like sacredly like keep your phone aware, like be aware of like keeping your phone away and like spending those quality times. So like that for me is what I wholeheartedly like love and look forward to, are those moments. And the other thing, traditional things, is like Christmas movies. I love Christmas movies, and I try to like have my kids watch a lot of stuff, but they're just not into it. But I can't force them to be. But anyway, so my plus is that like I'm looking forward to like the quality time, and also them opening. But then also I'm like a people pleaser, and so I'm like dreading like the disappointments, you know, like.
Yeah.
But I also have come to the terms like there's always gonna be something disappointing. There's always gonna be something that wasn't enough, or you know. And so I'm trying to, maybe in the upcoming years, is like not gift as much and have them be more appreciative
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the quality and not the quantity. But that also comes with age.
Definitely.
Do you guys know one thing that's been heavy on my heart, and what I want to do one day is I want to, what do they call it? Like, adopt a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking
like,
about that too.
It's like,
Yeah.
I would one
love
day
to do that, but you have
oh
to
my goodness.
have the extra money to do it.
Right.
But I would love to do that too.
and I want to get every single thing on the list. That's what I want to do.
You know what's funny about that is
bad.
We have the opportunity to do that with our nonprofit. We do.
I would
with
love
Justice
to do
Impacted
that.
Families, pursue it if you want it. We serve justice impacted families and reentry. So the family members of people locked up would be ideal. Angel Tree does a very good job, but they run out of flyers in the joints really fast, and it's limited. So if you can get in, you get in. If you can't, you can't. So if you guys come across the Pursue It If You Want It foundation page, there's a GoFundMe that goes with it. PursueItIfYouWantIt.org has the links on there. Make some donations, and we'll make sure a family that has somebody, a dad, a mom, that's incarcerated, that could use that extra help. That's what the nonprofit is for. That's what we're pushing with Pursue It If You Want It. Loving Lacey, the podcast show for the 360, wishes you happy holidays. Challenge you, unplug, get off the phone.
Get off the phone.
Get off the phone.
Get off the phone.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you guys for
Merry
all
Christmas,
your support.
motherfuckers.
Thank you.
And for all of you guys
Jingle
so
jangle.
much.
all you guys that do follow my music career, the Lost Tracks, so all the songs from the 3 different albums I had in 2018 are all in one place. It's called The Lost Tracks, Before I Changed. It's out right now. You got it for Christmas.
Bump
like I
that on
promised.
New Year's. That's the
Hey.
that's the song coming into 2024 right there. It's already 2024.
It's already
WTF.
2024. Isn't that?
Thank you guys so much for your support. Merry Christmas.